Hello guys, welcome back. So we're going to talk about Porsha breaking her silence about the incident that took place on board a Delta airline flight wherein she had to be escorted off the flight by police because she was verbally assaulted by a unhinged passenger according to her lawyer. No, it was Sunday the 16th of November. We saw TMZ sharing a clip with us of Porsha being escorted off the flight by police. At the time, we had no idea what happened. When I look into the comment section of that video on TMC's TikTok page, many people are saying, Todd, you are doing too much. And I was like, who is Todd? Is Todd's Portia's manager? Who is this Todd? Is Todd one of the persons she's dating, because she said she's dating a man and a woman. So many people were confused, but like myself, like who was Todd? But the essence they're given is that Todd is this person that is creating a lot of drama to keep Porsha in the media and to keep her relevant. And they're saying, Todd, this is going a bit overboard. No, this is a bit too much. So is Todd actually doing this? Do you guys know who Todd is? Because I have no idea who that is, No, what Portia's attorney saying is that Porsha is cooperating with the law enforcement to whatever extent necessary and remains confident that the passenger will be charged. So that's what the attorney is saying. And they're saying on Sunday, November 16th, Porsha was seen exiting a Delta Airlines flight in Las Vegas Airport with law enforcement. Her lawyer, Joe Habachi, tells People in a statement that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star was verbally assaulted by an irate and unhinged passenger without provocation on the plane. Now, Habachi adds that Williams is cooperating with law enforcement to whatever extent necessary and remains confident that the passenger will be charged. Okay, so they're confident because the people aboard the aircraft story is collaborating with what Porsha told the police. Now, they're saying Porsha is speaking out after her travel incident following a weekend is in Las Vegas for BravoCon. On Sunday, November 16th, the Real Housewives of Atlanta 44 was seen being escorted off a Delta Airlines flight in the Las Vegas Airport. TMZ reported that the Federal Bureau of Investigation in Atlanta was investigating the incident. And I guess you guys can see why the internet maybe believe it had to do with fraud, because it had the FBI involved. So automatically when people hear FBI, they think that, oh, this has to do with money laundering or something like that. No. Porsha's lawyer, Joey Habachi, tells People that Williams exited the aircraft after she was verbally assaulted by an irate and unhinged passenger without provocation. The passenger then proceeded to make false allegations that were in direct conflict with observation from several eyewitnesses, which means that what the passenger is telling the police happened. The several eyewitnesses who witnessed the conflict is saying the passenger is lying. That was never what had happened. No, they're saying, as with any incident occurring on board an aircraft, federal authorities are required to conduct an investigation involving all parties to determine what, if any, offense occurred. So, could both parties be ending up charged, like for disorderly conduct? Or Porsha gives that feminine vibe, like she'll argue with you if necessary, but she's on a flight. So while she'll argue with a co-star or a former or a cast member, I don't see her doing it on a flight unless like that person wants to get out of place and maybe try to be like, physical with her. I believe that at that point she will stand her grounds and let that person know, don't let this bougie fool you, because if you dare, I'm going to give it to you, That's the essence that Porsha always gives. Sweet girl, nice girl, grounded, but if you try to get out of place with her, she's going to stand her ground and she's going to defend herself. She's going to keep it cute and classy, but if you step out of your bones, And if you pose a threat to her, any physical, immediate threat, she's going to stand up and she's going to do what is needed to protect herself. And that's exactly how it should be. Now, her lawyer adds that she has every intention of cooperating with law enforcement to whatever extent necessary and remains confident that the passenger will be charged. I think so too. Now, they're saying a spokesperson for FBI Atlanta told TMZ that they were aware of an incident on a Delta flight on November 16th, allegedly involving Porsha Williams and or at least one other person, and that the Bureau was looking to see whether any federal charges may or may not apply. A representative for Delta also told TMZ that 2 passengers were involved in the incident and that the flight continued on and landed in Atlanta as scheduled. So after we saw Porsha coming off, everything, went on as scheduled. Now, they go in to talk about her reuniting with her co-star over the weekend, and then they talk about the post that she made on Instagram on the following day. She says, leaving BravoCon, I'm filled with all the love and warmth and support from our beautiful fans. I just want to extend and thank you from the bottom of my heart for not only your prayers, but for being with me on this journey. I love me again, and I love you all. That's what she wrote. No. She also says, no more survival mode. We will thrive. We are kicking depression ass, she wrote. Listen, I'm going to tell you about that survival mode. I can tell you about it because I don't know if you guys have been noticing it. And I said, I'm going to let you guys be aware of it, right? So you don't think that, I'm just nervous. So sometimes you may see me doing this on the videos. Like if you look at my videos, I'm very conscious of it. I'm aware it's going on. My endocrinologists, they're aware it's going on, but it's just that I have to go through all the process until I get out of fight or flight mode. I'm consistently in fight or flight mode. My cortisol level is okay. They checked it. They thought it was it. They checked it. It's fine. It's just the anxiety. So sometimes you may see me doing this, but I'm consistently fidgeting. And you'll see it in literally all the videos that I've been putting up for the past couple of days. And then I was getting over my anxiety until the hurricane hit. And, when the hurricane hit, the temperature was nice because I love it when it's cold and dark because it's better for my health because I'm always hot because I have Graves' disease. So when the hurricane passed, we were okay on the east end of the island and we saw some images, but we knew there were damages, but we didn't learn immediately the extent, the magnitude of the damage. So after the hurricane passed, the following morning, it was just so cold. It was so peaceful and it was just so good. It was like a balance, that stillness. But then I went on social media and I was like, maybe 2 people would die, maybe 2 or 3 the most. But when I went on social media, they're saying 28, then 38, then 42. And then when I look at the destruction and I heard the stories, I lost it. Days. I cried for days. And there were some videos that I did wherein I was crying too. I hope none of my endocrinologists see those videos. I hope none of them sees it. I swear. But I'm just saying, guys, it put me right back into anxiety just when I was getting better from the anxiety, the chronic anxiety that I was having. It kicked me right back after hearing the horror that those people went through. So I've caught on it and I'm working with it and I'm going to get over it. But if you see me fidgeting on here, it's just fight or flight mode. It happens because of Graves' disease. For some people, it's stress depression. With Graves' disease, once your thyroid levels are not balanced, it can happen, but then you have to still see another group of specialists to ensure that nothing else is going on. So, I was just telling you guys about my fight or flight mode based on what Porsha says. You know, they're going to kick depression. They're going to be healed. No more fight or flight mode. And I'm like, I can understand that. I understand fight or flight mode. Like, it's one of the worst thing a person can go through. It is literally one of the worst. So she's letting us know that she went through all of that. She's out of that. And she's doing better. But to be honest, I don't think she's out of fight or flight mode. I don't think she is out of it. And I believe that that incident on the aircraft might have triggered like a setback on her healing journey, because it happens even when you're not afraid of the person. If you like control your emotions and you keep the anger inside, it's as though it just eats at you and it puts you down a bit further, because you're like, I want to get you so bad. But then when you have to contain all of that, you feel like you want to explode inside. And then you have to sit in a corner and you have to be meditating. You have to be and you have to do that for days before you can get back to center. So I'm just saying that that incident on the aircraft, it's not good for her. It's definitely not good for her, because just imagine someone being so irate with you and you have to, because you know, if you go off, they're not ready for what you're coming with, you know. And then Porsha may know that if she goes off on that person is going to get some blows that are not their blows, Simon's blow. And it would be unfair to that person, even though what that person is doing to her is wrong. So I'm just saying, I can relate. And if you're in fight or flight mode, 2 kiwis per day. Yes, 2 kiwis. They're packed with vitamins and minerals. A banana and pineapple slices per day. And if you can get yourself some clove, you drop some cloves. You're going to boil the water, drop cloves and cinnamon in it, let it steep for 5 minutes, and you can sip that 2 times per day, because I do that, and it just helps to mellow you out and bring the calm. And you can drink chamomile tea with some honey and a little bit of lime juice, and those things, like those little things just makes the world of difference, just the little things. So I understand what she is talking about, and I hope she gets justice, because if she doesn't, it can push her over the edge as well. It literally can. But let me know what's your 2 cents on the matter, guys. Leave your comment below. While you're at it, do all you need to on this video to support your girl. Peace.